I love the sound of leaves being raked. And yes, those are my pajamas. It's a Saturday. They're flannel, they're comfy, and a washer is like 10 steps away. I have a leaf blower. I chose to rake by hand. The soft scraping of the earth, the rustling of the leaves as they move. You listen closely, they almost sound like waves against the shore. I could have used a leaf blower. Instead, I use a rake. It's the more quiet and intentional tool. It seems right for today. These are ferns that I need to get over to my new mom's. They keep tilting over, but for today, they can stay put. I chose a rake. Choosing the right tool has changed in this second bloom of my life. Maybe if I had a leaf blower when my kids were growing up, our leaves would have been up and off our lawn. Or, more than likely, we would have all chased each other around the backyard with the leaf blower. But today, more times than not, I choose the rake over the leaf blower. There is a time for a blower, but not today. There's no storm threatening. I'm not racing the clock. I have time. The time is precious, and I really want to celebrate my time in nature. So I gather the leaves that the trees have let go. I gather them with my rake and my time. The leaves must let go of the tree, and we must release the old identities and old thought processes and the old relationships. Familiar does not necessarily mean it's good for us to cling on. Let the fall come. Release. Spring is on its way. It took me a long time to come to that understanding. And it's brought me a ton of peace knowing that the things that worked yesterday or last year or 20 years ago. be it a relationship or those thought processes. I don't need to hold on to them. I am in awe of the colors. Beautiful. There are so many leaves. I think I have leaves going down my shirt. However, this isn't the first raking and it's not going to be the last. So there has to be a moment where I just say enough is for today and just let it be enough. And just really enjoy this gorgeous day. I mean, raking leaves is a chore, yet man, it can be so peaceful. And it seems the older that I get, the more I enjoy just being outside. Like every morning I come outside onto this little deck and just spend a moment. Even when there's snow. Well, not when there was like 3 feet of snow on the back deck. I couldn't get out that back door. But that is a major spot for me to come out. I might not come all the way down here, all the way. There's like 6 steps and a gate. But man, it is so green and so beautiful. Even if you're looking at the video when I was raking, the grass is green. And then snow comes and it sits on top of it and it melts and the grass is so green. When we first moved out here, it was November when we moved here. So that first spring, 2 springs ago, it wasn't that long ago, I just laid out on the grass and just absorbed the green. I love the West, love the West. I love the experiences that we had. I'm so grateful to have lived in Wyoming where we did. And you can never take that out of me. I'm a fierce advocate for Wyoming things and Wyoming people. And yet, being back here, Lake Erie area, where I grew up close to here, till I was like 11, something like that, before we moved to the Wild West. And just the remembrance of how green and lush and wet I've learned to appreciate where I'm at, where the moments, the location. Things can always be better, right? But I really am grateful for where I'm at right now. I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can watch some clouds. A little neighbor dog barking. So this comes from years and years of making beds. Look at that. In the wind even. I amaze myself sometimes. And then I'll do something stupid. Or the tool. will stop working the way it's supposed to. Okay, it's time to wrap up these things like a little burrito. Find one corner. Find the other corner. They're just overlaps. There's no Velcro. It's just Muslim tarp. Of course, the gate needs to be squeaky. Makes it extremely cool. Watch this. So impressive. Bye, leaves. Have a great day. Can I do it again? Will it lay flat? Yep. Maybe I should put some WD-40 on that gate. Or not. They get tired. Raking leaves, dishes, laundry, they're all very similar chores, whereas they're never really done. It's just a matter of how perfect you want to do it. All these leaves that are still on the ground all fell after I raked them just a few hours before into those piles. Kind of took motherhood the same way. Do my best. There's never going to be a perfection. Hopefully, I've given my kids tools. Let them make their own wise choices. That's so impressive. Little tiny pile here. Great big pile in front of my car in the driveway. This one is gonna go that way. Even the little tree has some gems to keep it happy. Thanks for watching.